Hi there. Thank you for joining me as we are praying through the Psalms. Today we're going to be reading Psalm 71. And as I'm reading it out loud and just as we're talking through things, please be praying through the issues and the things that God brings to mind. In you, Lord, I have taken refuge. Let me never be put to shame. In your righteousness, rescue and deliver me. Turn your ear to me and save me. Be my rock of refuge to which I can always go. Give the command to save me, for you are my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, my God, from the hand of the wicked, from the grasp of those who are evil and cruel. So I know we've talked about it before in some of these other Psalms, this idea of God being our refuge, but it's something that we can always come back to. I know it's been particularly stressful couple weeks for me, and I have not been doing a good job just on meditating on the fact that God is my refuge, that whatever sorrows or stresses or fears or anxieties we have, He can shelter us from those. And I feel like I'm out there weathering the storm when He's inviting me into this nice, cozy cabin to rest and relax. And I'm, outside with the rain pouring on me and wondering why I'm so cold. And I think a lot of us get to that point. So today I invite you just to be praying and asking God to be your refuge. And maybe there are people that you know that could also use that reminder that God is your refuge today. So please keep them in your prayers too. In your righteousness, rescue me and deliver me. Turn your ear to me and save me. I find it interesting how many times, especially in the Psalms, they'll say things like that. Turn your ear to me. Don't be deaf to my prayers. Listen to me. Because I think, you grow up in the church, you've been a Christian for a while, and you just know that God hears every prayer. But if you're like me, you don't really think about it in those terms. You just pray because that's what you're supposed to do, or you know that you should be praying more, and so you feel guilty. But what a privilege it is to know that God does hear our prayers. And maybe there's something that you have been praying about very, very fervently, and you haven't seen your breakthrough yet, or you haven't seen any result from that. And so maybe you're getting tired of praying these things. And so I encourage you to persevere in your prayers and ask God to help you persevere in your prayers. It sounds kind of meta, but be praying about your prayer life. It says, be my rock of refuge to which I can always go. Again, this idea, God is our refuge. He shelters us from all these things that are going on around us, all the chaos. And you could probably hear my chaos upstairs with our dogs running, chasing each other. Sorry if that's distracting. The next verse says, give the command to save me, for you are my rock and my fortress. Again, all these words of God sheltering us and shielding us, being our fortress. We've talked about it before, but again, I want you to just open your minds to the idea that there's a spiritual battle going on right now that we're so unaware of. Ask God how you can be praying for that battle so that you can get the victory that He wants to give you in that. It says, deliver me, my God, from the hand of the wicked, from the grasp of those who are evil and cruel. When the psalmist was writing this, there were very clear and obvious human enemies that were confronting him. And even if you're not in that situation today, there are definitely evil forces that are trying to discourage you, trying to keep you from being fruitful in your walk with Christ, trying to keep the people around you from being saved. So be praying for victory in those areas. You have been my hope, sovereign Lord, my confidence since my youth. From birth I have relied on you. You brought me forth from my mother's womb. I will ever praise you. So let's think about this idea of hope. It kind of becomes pretty cliche. We know we put our hope in God, but what exactly does that mean? I want you to think about, what do you hope for? Not necessarily even in the Lord, but just the desires of your heart. If you could have God grant your deepest longings, what are those? And maybe they're selfish, so maybe you need to ask God to give you godlier hopes and longings. Or maybe these are hopes that He truly has planted in your heart. And if that's the case, I encourage you to pray those dreams into existence. God has put those in your spirit for a reason. Do not cast me away when I am old. Do not forsake me when my strength is gone. So I want you to be thinking about whether you feel old and weak today, or you're still young and healthy, or somewhere in between. I love this prayer that we can even be praying so that in our old age, we will be faithful to the Lord. So be praying both for you as you grow older, be praying for the elderly people that you know who exemplify this hope, or maybe they haven't found this hope yet and need that, and let that be a springboard for your prayers too. And we'll see you next time.